The Epic of Hannibal, How One Man Brought Rome to Its Knees. The dawn broke cold on a late autumn day in 218 BC. Roman soldiers stationed at the northern Italian border posts saw strange shadows descending through the thick fog. At first, they thought it might be a herd of wild animals, but when strange noises reached their ears and the shadows grew larger, they realized the horrifying truth: war elephants. Hannibal Barca, the 29-year-old Carthaginian commander, had achieved the impossible. He had led his army across the towering, frozen Alps, a feat no Roman general had even dared to imagine. This was only the beginning of one of the most extraordinary chapters in military history. Rome's miscalculation. The Roman Senate was certain the war would be fought in Spain. All their defensive plans were based on this assumption. But Hannibal, like a chess grandmaster, shattered their calculations. Instead of engaging in Spain, he struck directly at the heart of Italy. The first blow. The Battle of Ticinus. In the first major clash, Hannibal's light cavalry, led by his brother Mago, crushed Rome's heavily armored horsemen. The Roman consul Scipio barely escaped with his life. This battle taught two crucial lessons. 1. Hannibal's cavalry was superior to Rome's. 2. Roman legions were designed for open-field combat. Trebia. The second shock. 3 weeks later, Hannibal set an ambush near the Trebia River. He employed unconventional tactics. His troops took position overnight. He used the terrain's slope to increase the force of javelin throws. His cavalry attacked the Romans from behind. The result was disastrous. 2 entire legions were annihilated. Lake Trasimene, the death trap. The following spring, Hannibal orchestrated the largest ambush in ancient history. He lured the Roman army into the narrow passes around Lake Trasimene. When the Romans entered the defile, the Carthaginians attacked from the hills above. Within 3 hours, 15,000 Romans lay dead. The lake's waters remained red for weeks. Rome's reaction. Panic gripped Rome after this catastrophe. Senators ordered the city gates draped in black cloth. For the first time in Roman history, an emergency dictator was appointed. People gathered in temples at night, praying for the city's salvation. The climax. The Battle of Cannae, summer 216 BC. Hannibal had now established himself in southern Italy. The Romans marched against him with the largest army they had ever assembled, 86,000 men. Yet Hannibal, with just 50,000 troops, achieved one of the most brilliant victories in military history. He employed the double envelopment tactic. 1. He deliberately weakened his center to lure the Romans inward. 2. He shaped his strong flanks into a crescent. 3. His cavalry attacked from the rear. The final result: 70,000 Romans were killed or captured. Only 6,000 of Hannibal's troops were lost. 3 former Roman consuls, 80 senators, and 29 of Rome's 48 military tribunes perished. Shocking aftermath. After Cannae, Rome teetered on the brink of collapse. Italian allies defected to Hannibal one after another. Grain prices in Rome soared tenfold. The Senate passed laws on forbidding women from wearing jewelry or using chariots. But why, despite all these successes, did Hannibal fail to conquer Rome? The answer to this question and the final fate of this military genius will be explored in future moments. The fall of a genius. Why Hannibal could not defeat Rome. After the Battle of Cannae, Rome was in a fragile state. The streets were filled with women mourning their lost men. The Senate held emergency meetings, and some even debated evacuating the city. Yet Hannibal, for all his military brilliance, made 3 strategic mistakes that altered the course of the war. Mistake 1. Not marching on Rome. Just 400 kilometers from Cannae, the walls of Rome stood undefended. Hannibal's soldiers, drunk on victory, urged him to march on the capital, but he chose differently. He believed his army was insufficient to besiege a city as mighty as Rome. He hoped Rome's allies would defect after repeated defeats. Instead of a direct assault, he moved south to secure more bases. The Romans' cunning response. While Hannibal was entrenched in the south, the Romans adopted new tactics. 1. The Fabian strategy, avoiding direct battles and striking at supply lines. 2. Multi-front warfare, simultaneous attacks in Spain and North Africa. 3. Rapid army reconstruction, enlisting slaves and underage youths into the military. The turning point. The fall of Capua. In 211 BC, the Romans besieged Capua, Hannibal's most important ally in Italy. Hannibal attempted to save it. He staged a diversionary march toward Rome. Hannibal is at the gates! But it was only a feint, and the Romans were not fooled. With Capua's fall, Hannibal's credibility suffered a severe blow. Return to Africa. The Battle of Zama. In 200 BC, Hannibal was finally forced to defend Carthage at the Battle of Zama. For the first time, he lacked his cavalry advantage. His army was outnumbered 3-1. His tactics were countered by Scipio Africanus. A tragic end. After his defeat, Hannibal served as Carthage's suffet, chief magistrate, implementing economic reforms. Went into exile in the east. Ultimately, in 183 BC, surrounded by the Romans, took his own life with poison. Historical lessons. 1. Rome's superior logistics ultimately triumphed over Hannibal's tactical genius. 2. Carthaginian politicians were never as united as the Romans. 3. Rome learned from every defeat, while Carthage failed to capitalize on Hannibal's victories. Hannibal's legacy. His tactics are still taught in military academies. Rome emerged as an unrivaled superpower after this war. His life story proves that even the greatest military minds are doomed to fail without political support. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next videos.